Welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase, level 1 CMT and full-time trader. Today we're going to look at Chainlink on the macro scale weekly chart. We're looking at a resistance zone just ahead. We're going to look at a couple other things to the high and low sides. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon. Patreon for more content, access to a private alerts group, and that's it. Let's get going. Chainlink, resistance zone. This is hard to argue with, right? Until we get above here, right? We're either in consolidation or just building our platform, right? For our next move up. Our next move comes after the $19 area, right? Previous bear market, end of the bull right here, the 2021 support, flipping to resistance, resistance again tested, and then nuke it down to our 500 days of sideways consolidation. And when would have been the safest time to buy Chainlink? Where is it? Is it in any, well, obviously any of these 500 days, you'd be better than now. But technically, if you want to be the safest play, you have to wait for the uptrend to start. So when the hell did that happen? I'm glad you asked. We have to look at our low. And obviously, we didn't know that was the low when it came. Then our high, our new high, right? And would you buy there? No. Where would you buy? Uptrend. You have to wait for the uptrend. So we're looking at that. Is the uptrend here? It's a higher low. Does that mean uptrend? No. You're putting the recipe together. You're waiting. When is it? It's this candle, the week of September 25th, right here. Why? You put in a new high. So now you have all the pieces of the puzzle to put together a, by definition, uptrend. A low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high. You must have all of those, right? A higher high and a higher low. That was the move right there. So if you bought it $8, congratulations, or lower, right? Maybe you had to wait a little bit, fine. But right there is when, by definition, we are in an uptrend per Chainlink, right? By there, we didn't have any kind of trend here, but sideways, right? That was the sideways consolidation, base building, low, high, higher low, higher high, right there. That was the confirmation we got into an uptrend. And now we're seeing the results of that. Okay. So now what's next? Well, obviously nobody knows. Nobody has the crystal ball, but looking at Bitcoin, right? It's seemingly no chill, right? It hasn't even tested the EMA 8 yet, which is slightly unhealthy and becoming increasingly so day over day. But look at this, right? Holding the 200 week as support back here, right? When you're in a bull market, you don't want to be going back below your 200 week. So why do I say that? Well, let's go look at Chainlink. If we have a move down, that would be the worst case scenario, really. So if it takes another several weeks, we might actually be above $10 for the worst case. I'm not saying we're going back there. Ideally, you're wanting to hold the 21-week EMA, which is right now just above $12. And so you want to be watching for that. If prices start to move down, this moving average will start to level off here. You see this, right? It'll start to do that if prices move down. And then you want to kind of look left, for lack of a better word. Words are hard. And see if that was any a bigger support zone. Look back here, right? Support and resistance. Especially if you can find something that's a key support level, like the 21-week EMA. So looking at this level, if we go down, 1275 seems to be pretty good. Something in there. You don't want to get too greedy and nitpick on the pennies or the dimes. So if you're looking to pick up more Chainlink, the 21-week is going to be your good friend. If you're ever lucky enough to buy the 200-week, just like Bitcoin, remember that 200-week. It's usually when people are panicking and calling for lower prices. 200-week in a bull market, which we were established here, high, by definition, right? New high, higher low, higher high, in an uptrend. Hello, wake up. At the same time, the capitulation volume back here, right? It was all making sense. Hindsight's always easy to see and translate, but in the moment, very difficult. 200-week liftoff for Bitcoin. We need to test the EMA 8 for Bitcoin at some point to remain healthy, but as for now, we haven't got it yet. We're now in new highs, 45K, and I think we even hit a high of almost 46K. We got to very close to it, 46K. Also loading, look at where this peak was, right? So keeping all this in context with Chainlink and Bitcoin, right? Here's our kind of our Bitcoin breakout, right? Where's our link breakout? Similar levels, right? As far as, percentages, that's what we're looking at. So when Bitcoin breaks like 47, 48K, maybe Chainlink's knocking on the door of 18, 19. Not K. Don't we wish? 18, 19K for Chainlink. Maybe someday. Decades. So that's kind of what I'm really looking at now for the macro scale. We had kind of a warning candle, but it's not important enough to get just a warning, right? Last week, excuse me, I went back too far. It's maybe not far enough. Chainlink, let's just click the button. You don't have to go back. This candle, right? So I'm looking at that. Let's remove the arbitrary drawings, and we're looking at this warning candle, right? That is kind of a bearish looking candle, right? High sell off, right? And to close, but it's not enough to get that warning candle. You want it to watch for the follow up, and then you make your decision. So depending on how this week closes, if it closed below the EMA 8, right? This red line, that would be a warning. We haven't closed below the EMA 8 since our breakout. So we're still leaning bullish until then, until we get a close under the EMA 8. That would be a sign that we're going down for the foreseeable future for the short term. Or if it closed below the EMA 8, not because of just the one close below the EMA 8, because of the previous week's close is a bearish candle and a potential warning. This brief higher high sell off, but let's not jump to conclusions. Let's wait for this week's candle to close, and then we'll make our decision. Updates every step of the way. Hopefully you liked the video. Nice, brief, short. Any questions? Let me know what you want to see next on Chainlink. Maybe you want to see Link Bitcoin. How about we go look at it right now? Link Bitcoin, nice looking structure. And by that, I mean this move here, right? This move kind of forming a flagpole, coming down, looking at where we are, at the 200 week, at the 21 week. We need to bounce here. And if we do, we can make maybe a potential bigger gain on Bitcoin, right? Link Bitcoin. Your coins need to be gaining traction on Bitcoin, or why hold anything but Bitcoin, right? So Link is in a good move, putting a good move against Bitcoin so far, but we're at do or die, or do or consolidate, I should say. Don't die, right? Not going to die. But if we close under here, we're likely, maybe going to be on prolonged consolidation until like a new alt season. And I think an alt season is on the horizon, but not likely for another couple of months. I know some of you are thinking days or weeks. I'm thinking March, April for that. Okay. Because Bitcoin, why am I saying that? Because Bitcoin's so unhealthy. It's going to need some kind of move down, right? We haven't tested the EMA 8. This is record pace. This is like the longest Bitcoin's ever gone, even in the most bullish of markets, without even touching the EMA 8. At the same time, Crypto Fear and Greed Index is at greed. All these things together likely breed some kind of consolidation or sideways downwards movement, not necessarily much higher. So Chainlink coming into resistance zone, Bitcoin coming into resistance zone, all that stuff should start to paint a story for you. All right. If you want more one-on-one action, again, Telegram, private Telegram through Patreon. I'll see you there. Let's get to our quote and car of the day. People free to choose will always choose peace. By Mr. Reagan. Car of the day. We got a good one. Any guesses? McLaren. You got it. 675 LT. One of the rarest McLarens, except for the new ones. But, back in production, high production models, these were limited to 500, the 675 LT. This one is much more rare. Can you, if you're a car guru, maybe you got it. Probably not. I'm the only psychopath that knows anything else other than crypto about cars. I mean, I know more about cars than crypto, I think. Look at this. So McLaren 675 LT, rare out of 500, but this one's much more rare, as I've already said and repeated now. The carbon fenders, these are not factory. These are likely MSO, which stands for McLaren Special Options. Costs a lot of extra dollars to get this. So these fenders, he's added these carbon fenders, like a hope for McLaren. If you did this aftermarket, your shit's going way down in value. But I'm guessing if you've got one of these, you probably can afford the upgraded, $15,000 fenders. So that's that. But that's not even the most glaring rarity. The roof scoops right here, a carbon roof and a scoop molded in. It's not even added. Like this, the whole roof is the roof scoop, and it's carbon. I saw this in person, took this photo. This is my picture. But to have this and this, maybe one of very few. Not many have that, right? It's rare enough to see a 675 LT in the wild. To have one for sale, this one was for sale. I think he was asking 400 and something K. And I was like, why? And I'm like, oh, well, we do have a couple of special features here. Okay, so maybe it's really rare. Maybe it is a one of one. Maybe it has more stuff inside. It was all locked up. You can tell it was raining, but pretty epic. So roof scoop, extremely rare on a McLaren. Not many. Certainly in already limited numbers, right? One of 500, and then you do this. I think this option on this car was upwards of $75,000. Batshit, right? So these guys probably got just in two options, 100K in options, and I'm sure there's more that he did. All right, I'm not sure that he just stopped there. Maybe all this is carbon. I can't really remember. I know all this is carbon. You can see the carbon on this. If I can zoom in. There you go. Now you can see the weave. All right, just spitballing because I love cars and especially McLarens. Dream car McLarens. All right, that's that. Can't believe you just left it in the rain. How are you going to get this out of here? It's going to take hours, days to detail, right? If you've ever driven fancy cars, they don't like the rain. And especially show cars like this worth, $500,000. Detailer's nightmare.